Good afternoon, this is DW from Florida, and today is a working on the track today. Okay, my bucket, the dual selection control valve lever, which works this unit here, the bucket. So when I use the stick, the lever, and push push it that way, it raises this bucket up, so it closes it there. When I pull the lever or push the lever to the left or away from the actual steering wheel, it tilts this bucket that way to empty, basically. So that would then, the valve opens, pushes that, and the bucket goes down. Now, what I'm getting at is, if you've ever had the problem where the lever is sticking, meaning you're trying to force it and it will not open and close that bucket to empty, then I've just come to find out how it actually works. Now, what happened with ours is, because it wasn't opening and closing, my son, who was using it at the time, ended up breaking this piece here. It snapped straight off. So what I did, this is hollow steel, and I put a threaded piece of steel. Didn't have to be, but I put a threaded piece of steel through it, put some liquid weld inside, and stuck it together. Then what I did is I took it to a friend. That was for support, basically. Took it to a friend who spot welded it all the way around. Not a brilliant job, but I mean, it's done it. And then I cleaned it off again, and then sprayed it with a black paint, external paint, and came to try and work this lever again with that going through, and it wasn't pushing it down, or it wasn't, when I pulled it this way, it wasn't doing anything. Now I can move it up and down, and it pulls that lever there. That's for the arm of the buckets to go up and down. And I couldn't fathom out what was happening. So when I took this unit off to actually put it back together, I noticed that this unit here wasn't moving at all. So let me just take everything out. And I couldn't understand that. Let me just get the piece bar. So this bar is representing this unit here. Now, I was trying to push this lever that way, and in theory that should be then going down, which opens and closes that valve. I'm sorry if it's complicated, but it's, if you know what I'm saying, you'll understand. So I noticed this ball here. I'm going to put a cleaner shot of that on. Well, I can see it there. I realized, well, why have they put that inside this hole? If that must move. So I got a piece of rebar that went through. I heated this unit up. So I heated this piece up there, both sides. I've sprayed it with the ultra loose, and then I started hitting it with a hammer. I ground that down so it actually fit inside the hole, because it wouldn't. I don't know, that screeching is in the background, but it's not me. And then obviously hitting it with a hammer, it started to move. And I realized there lie the problem. It needed lubricating. And now, as you can see, it's working. But that was one of the reasons. And someone said to me, actually, I'll tell you, John Deere, this has been like this, where I couldn't lift the bucket up for about a year and a half. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never really used it properly. And someone at John Deere, when I asked him the question, it came in for a service, and he says, oh, I can fix this. He didn't tell me what it was. He says, it'll be $400. And I went, oh, okay, I'll think about that. And for $400, I didn't use the bucket tipping and emptying, because we use it literally as to lift something with chains on. So I wasn't really that bothered, not for $400. And I always thought it was this valve unit at the back, the three-way valve unit. And someone said, well, it's something inside that could need cleaning out to be allowed to make this valve work in underneath. But I was pleased that I've been stood trying to fathom out how this unit worked. Looked online, no one's showing you how this unit works. There's not enough detail on it. Even though I've got the manual on this thing, it doesn't show you anything about this. It just shows you, let me get the manual. It just shows you how it works. Tells you which the positions are. I even heard that these could be not linked in properly, and I've opened these before and I've put them back, hence the green tape. I think I had numbers on these at one point. So it was just one of those things that if it's a Sunday, I mean, I have got things to do, but I just needed to get this organised. I just wanted to make sure I could fathom out what it was. Once I took the seat off. Now, this was an easy part, by the way, to get into here. There's a bolt, or a threaded bolt there, or whatever it was. Bolt here, head there. 1, 2. Oh, well, there's 1, 2, 3. I think there's more than that, actually. Oh yeah, there's another one there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 screws on the front, and at the back there's 1 there to take off and 1 there. And then obviously you've got to take the heads off the bar, pull off the handle for this, take off the handle for the lever, and then on the to put it into 4-wheel drive, this head I didn't take off. I didn't know how to actually, so I just uncoupled it at the bottom. Let me zoom into that. I just uncoupled it from the piece that it was holding on to, put those back together there, so I've got the pieces, and then just pull this unit off. But before pulling that unit off, 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the seat itself. There's the seat. So the 4 bolts are just inside there. 1, 2, and then the other side. Well, you can see it. 3, 4. Okay, so that was that. So that's the easy part to take off. But you know, finding this has taken me 2 days of preparation or repair. 1, to repair this arm and get it welded back, and this is the weakest point, this bend. So when that seizes up there, when it seizes because you're not using it as much, then what will actually happen is you try and force it and it's going to snap because it's hollow. So by me putting a piece of steel rod inside there, then re-welding it, that is no longer the weakest point. The weakest point will probably be up on this bend somewhere, but it's giving it strength. For this lever, to buy this lever for this actual machine was $120 from John Deere, and it would be obviously with taxes or whatever. So I'm pleased. I found something out. I've learned about this unit and how this unit works. Again, the problem was, be rough with it, really. If you can get a bar, if this has happened to you, get a bar inside it. And now look at it. That's going to easily work, but I've got to now monitor cleaning that all the time, or lubricating it. Now this is penetrating oil that I'm using at the moment, whether I put, I don't know how long it'll last, meaning I don't want to just keep spraying it. I think I need to be putting something else to actually keep it moving. Some sort of, I don't know. But as you can see, that's the problem. And it's now rectified. It's nice and easy flowing now. Remember, when you take these off, look where parts go. Now, I've got one piece that I didn't know where it goes, but I'm now assuming it can go anywhere. And I think once that goes inside here, once that goes inside there, and that goes back, obviously I've got that thing in the way, that goes there. I think this goes either that end, and then the bolt goes here and tightens it up, because now that's going to rock nicely left, right, up and down. Okay guys, so if there's any questions, how I came to find that out or whatever, just give me a call. Please subscribe to my channel. I do all sorts of different things, so this is what I call life's lessons. There are parts, you know, that I am replacing. I have actually got also, I've just done one for a new tie rod that went across, brand new tie rod there. So you'll see how I did that, how it broke, how it bent. But thank you very much. Please subscribe, thumbs up for the algorithm, thumbs down. Questions, I'll always try and answer them within the hour. If it's overnight, obviously I'm asleep, then I'll still respond to people. But thank you very much for, you know, watching. Pass it on to a friend. And this is DW signing out, and see you on the other side. Thank you.